Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Now let's get into the video. There are many instances in our lives that we feel immense pressure, and it can sometimes be hard to overcome it. So in this video, we're taking a look at how to be fearless under pressure. But before we begin, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Number 7. Changing the topic.
Is it the red shoes?
No.
Are you sure? Because they're fucking red.
In this day and age, there might not be a single person out there that hasn't felt a pressure on themselves. The cause of that pressure might be different for different people, but it happens to everyone around us. If you want to be fearless under pressure, there are plenty of ways to go about doing that, and one of them is simply changing the topic. If you're talking with someone and something comes up that you don't want to talk about, you can simply change the topic to something that is bound to make your life a bit easier. A brilliant example of this in action was when Tony Robbins was talking with someone that said he hated himself.
If you smile like that too much, you'll want to stick around. You've been so hard on yourself.
That's a big statement to make, but it goes to show the mental state of that person. Tony then proceeded to ask him why he felt that way, and after he didn't get a response for a while, he simply asked him whether it was because of his shoes. In this way, Tony changed the subject from him thinking about himself to thinking about his shoes. That instant change in subject is more than enough to jolt anyone out of feeling a ton of pressure. Number 6. Trying to find the positives.
Have you ever had a great orgasm?
Sure.
It was that good, huh?
Every situation that is dealt to us in real life comes with both positives and negatives. If we feel pressure at any given moment, it might seem like there are no positives in it, but that is never the case. One of the best ways to be fearless under pressure is to focus on the positives of a certain situation. This might be a bit hard to believe, so let's take an example of how Tony Robbins dealt with such a situation. He was talking at one of his seminars, and he asked whether someone was feeling an extreme level of hopelessness in their lives. When one man raised his hand, he gave him a mic and asked him why he felt like that.
Yeah, my wife just filed for divorce yesterday.
I understand.
The man then explained that his wife had just divorced him the previous day. This is a classic example of a situation seeming bleak, but Tony had a brilliant response to this situation. He asked the man whether there was a part of him that felt happy about it, to which the man replied, "There might be." In this way, the man's thoughts were shifted from considering divorce as bad to trying to find the positive in that situation, and that is what you should focus on as well in such circumstances. Number 5. Recall a happy thought.
I want you to close your eyes and remember that moment just for a second in depth.
Life is a series of ups and downs, and when someone is feeling down, they tend to focus on just the sad parts of life. If you catch yourself feeling like that at any time, there's one simple way to get rid of it. You can just simply recall a happy thought from your past, one that is powerful enough to overcome whatever is making you feel under pressure. This certain thought might not be associated with whatever is causing your sadness, but in such cases, this is a positive. The more disassociated your positive thought is from your negative one, the better you will be able to overcome the pressure that you're feeling.
Are you feeling depressed right now?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's not depressed right now, ladies and gentlemen, at all.
This was wonderfully showcased by Tony Robbins, who asked someone that was in a deep state of unhappiness to recall one of their best memories from the past. Before he had asked that question, there was no indication of him changing the topic so suddenly, which is why the shock forced the man to smile. If you repeat this enough, you'll end up associating that negative pressure with a happy thought from the past, and will end up training your mind to overcome it. Number 4. The 90-second rule.
If I change the meaning, I can change the feeling and the emotion.
Right.
So my life can change right now.
No matter how successful or famous someone is in life, they are bound to feel some sort of pressure at some moment in their life. Overcoming such a pressure might be easier for the people that have had a lot of success in their life, but that doesn't mean that they never come across such thoughts. An example of such a person facing such pressure is Tony Robbins.
Little Bobby.
Little Bobby.
Little ballless Bobby.
Yes. Not Big Boss Bob.
He once talked about what he did when he faced such pressure in his life. He said that he created a 90-second rule for himself, which meant that in 90 seconds he was going to overcome those feelings and end whatever was making him suffer. This means that whenever you start to feel a bit of pressure in your life, just take 90 seconds to really focus on it. In this way, your mind will be fully focused on the issue and won't try to ignore it. It is often the case that these kinds of pressures don't really have a basis for existing, and once we focus on them, the reality of the situation becomes clear. One of the best things that Tony has said about overcoming pressure and remaining happy is that happiness will never last if there is expectation behind it. Number 3. You are not the only one.
Give them credit for everything that's great. Because life is not so simple and black and white.
If you ever feel like you're under a lot of pressure, it can make you think that you're the only one feeling like that. What this ends up doing is isolating you further and will end up leading you down a dark path. As we have said before, there are billions of people out there that are under some kind of pressure, and one of the best ways to be fearless under pressure is to seek solace in the fact that you are not alone. When you think that you are the only one feeling like that, you end up thinking that there's something wrong with you.
Life is always happening for us, not to us. Game over. All the pain and suffering disappears.
But feeling under pressure is the natural order of the world and the people living within it, which is why it's completely normal to have such feelings from time to time. Tony Robbins has also talked about this, and he said that these feelings are not only felt by millions of people, but that they also have been around for millions of years. Number 2. Change the channel.
Gratitude or drive or courage or faith or playfulness or fun, any of those things are beautiful states.
Your brain is constantly thinking of a million things, and often you end up focusing on the wrong ones, which causes you to feel pressure on yourself. Tony described a brilliant way to overcome this, and the gist of his explanation is that your brain is like a TV.
You're going to end suffering's full of crap. The reason is your brain is a 2 million year old brain, and it's not designed to make you happy, it's designed to make you survive.
There are tons of channels on the TV, and which channel we watch is dependent on us. So if we ever start to feel under pressure, we simply have to change the channel, meaning that we have to think of something else. Changing the channel also means that you are changing the content being displayed, such as changing from a horror movie to a comedy one. Number 1. Nip it in the bud.
That's suffering. Where does it come from? What am I stressed about? What am I concerned about? And what I immediately do is I realize the stressful thought.
One of the best things to do if you want to become fearless under pressure is to nip it in the bud. If you let bad feelings sit with you for a while, it can end up ruining your life, which is why taking action immediately is the wisest course of action. You can do this by replacing the negative feelings with positive ones, such as gratefulness and gratitude. Since those are completely opposite, they cannot exist at the same time. These were some of the details of how to be fearless under pressure. In the end, one of the most pertinent things to do is to not let those feelings stagnate in your mind.
What I do now is I dig in and I notice that the only time you have stress or suffer is when you believe a stressful thought.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.